So today I'm making tortillas, of course, with freshly milled flour. I'm using a hard white wheat, and I'm using a recipe from King Arthur's flour. So I'm going to be posting the recipe in the description below, but I'm basically doing a half recipe. I've seen a couple different recipes where they say to basically cut in the butter or lard, whatever you're using, whatever oil you're using, with flour first. Also seen some recipes where it gets melted with hot water. So I think I'm going to try the hot water recipe, just melting the butter in the hot water because I'm lazy and I don't really want to massage all that stuff in. So I'm going to measure out my wheat, just on a scale. And again, I'll link the recipe down below. I'm doing a half recipe. The recipe calls for 300 grams of flour. I'm just going to do 150. This is supposed to make 8 tortillas. So in half, it'll be 4. So I just need to divide it into 4 pieces. I'll get that grinding into my bowl here. Again, I'm using my Komo Mio grain mill, flour mill, stone mill. Usually I always keep it on the finest setting. So no reason not to do that here, I think. Just regular butter. I don't have lard. Recipe calls for 57 grams. I'm going to just use like, half that, 28. Just cutting slices off until I get there. And into my measuring cup. Then 200 to 227 grams of water, hot, about 110 to 120, with what I had a little bit heated up in the kettle. 101 grams of water, and all that, just letting the butter melt into that. Add my baking powder, half a teaspoon instead of 1 teaspoon. Then salt is going to be 1/4 teaspoon instead of half a teaspoon. And that's basically all the ingredients. Super simple. No extra like stabilizers or anything. And I don't know about you, but I prefer flour tortillas to corn tortillas. Just like, I'm not normally like a texture sort of person, but this is one of those things where like I like the texture of the flour tortilla. It's not because I dislike the texture of the corn tortillas, I just like the flour ones more. Adding in this a little bit at a time. Again, just saw somebody do this in a recipe. A little bit of time. Don't know if it makes much of a difference. But their tortillas turned out pretty well. And again, just seeing how freshly milled flour works on this. None of this is sifted. Now the King Arthur recipe says that you don't want to have too much gluten development. it into 4 pieces. Got some rice flour. Just to help shape these into a ball. Some flour there still. Okay, so our dough has rested for the tortillas, and I'm heating up a pan right now. Got some fajita fixins cooked up in my air fryer, and now we're just gonna press these out and put them in some cast iron. So I've got this cast iron press here. I'll put a link to it in the description down below. Got our dough here. Let's see how this turns out. Oh wow, that is practically perfect. Perfect size. Let's make sure. All right, we'll just put this straight down the pan like that. It's really. Looks like this one's bubbling up a little bit. Oh yeah, there's some bubbles forming. Not really puffing up like I've seen them do. Ready, let's get a little sour cream. Avocado. And some more fajita mix. So homemade seasoning recipe. That's absolutely delicious. Cheese. Oops. On there. All right, so we have it, freshly made flour tortillas. Mm. And even if they didn't turn out perfect, they're always delicious when you use freshly milled flour. So yeah, I'm definitely going to keep working on these. Maybe I'll try that other method of, rubbing the flour or rubbing the butter into the flour. French butter technique, as one of my friends calls it. So yeah. Anything else? If you have any experience with this, let me know down in the comments below if you made this before. And it's super easy to do, and yeah, delicious. So I'll see you next time.